welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at something truly special, a machine that blends wartime engineering history with modern restoration and preservation. This is the 2026 Bergepanther Ausf, a Zimmerit-coated air recovery vehicle based on the legendary Panther tank chassis. It's not just a tank without a turret, it's a vehicle that was designed to support, recover, and keep an armored division moving under the harshest battlefield conditions. And even today, its engineering and presence demand respect. On the exterior, the Bergepanther Ausf. It carries the unmistakable Panther DNA. The sloping glacis plate, broad tracks, and large road wheels are all here, giving it that instantly recognizable German World War II armored look. But instead of a large turret, you get a flat, reinforced superstructure with a mounted winch and optional crane system, designed specifically for heavy lifting and towing. The Zimmerit coating across its armor adds both texture and authenticity, a patterned anti-magnetic paste that was applied to resist magnetic mines back in the 1940s. In 2026, this restored coating not only preserves historical accuracy but also gives the exterior a rugged, tactile feel that makes it stand out from other vehicles in any collection or museum. Step inside, and the interior tells a very different story than a standard Panther. Instead of a cramped turret filled with optics and cannons, the Bergepanther's cabin is configured for a crew of engineers and mechanics. There's still the driver's compartment up front with its straightforward levers, pedals, and vision slits, but behind it, the space opens into a working area designed for operating the recovery gear. Heavy-duty controls link directly to the winch and crane mechanisms, while tool storage racks and reinforced flooring make this vehicle more of a mobile workshop than a frontline brawler. The seats are rugged, functional, and minimal, reflecting the utilitarian nature of the vehicle. It's not built for comfort, but for durability and getting the job done. In terms of performance, the Bergepanther shared the same Maybach V12 engine as the Combat Panther, producing around 700 horsepower. That means it had no trouble keeping up with the armored divisions it was meant to support. On roads, it could reach speeds of up to 45 km/h, while off-road mobility was excellent thanks to wide tracks and torsion bar suspension. The vehicle's true performance strength, however, lay in its recovery capabilities. The internal winch could pull up to 40 tons, easily handling damaged Panthers, Tigers, and other heavy vehicles. The optional crane system made field repairs possible in places where other armies would have abandoned their machines. Even now, if you're wondering about price, that's where things get very interesting. In 2026, an original Bergepanther Ausf. A with Zimmerit coating is one of the rarest armored vehicles on the planet. Only a handful survive today, and many are held in museums or private collections. For collectors who are lucky enough to find one on the market, the price can range anywhere between $3 to $5 million, depending on condition, restoration quality, and authenticity of parts. The Zimmerit coating adds further historical value, since not every surviving vehicle retains it in such complete form. It's less about practicality and more about owning a piece of irreplaceable engineering history. When you put that into perspective, it makes sense. This wasn't a mass-produced car, it was a battlefield tool, one that was often destroyed or left behind when armies retreated. To see one in running condition today is nothing short of remarkable. Unlike a modern supercar or a luxury SUV, the Bergepanther isn't something you take for a weekend drive, it's something you display, preserve, and demonstrate, often at historical events, military reenactments, or private exhibitions. The ownership experience is also unique. Maintaining such a vehicle requires specialist knowledge, rare spare parts, and an understanding of mid-20th century German engineering. That Maybach engine, while powerful, demands careful upkeep and regular attention. Fuel consumption is extreme compared to modern standards, and operating costs are incredibly high. But that's not the point. The real value lies in the history, the presence, and the sheer mechanical brilliance of a design that was decades ahead of its time. What sets the 2026 appreciation of the Bergepanther apart is how enthusiasts treat it. It's not just a vehicle, it's a centerpiece of military heritage. Seeing it drive, hearing the roar of its V12, and watching the recovery equipment in action is a spectacle that connects us directly to the past. It bridges the gap between history and technology, showing how even support vehicles were engineered with the same precision and toughness as combat tanks. For anyone passionate about military history, engineering, or rare vehicles, the Bergepanther Ausf. A Zimmerit-coated is in a league of its own. It may not have the glamour of a high-speed tank destroyer or the raw firepower of a Tiger, but its role was just as critical, and its rarity makes it one of the most desirable armored vehicles for collectors today.